Come here, my love. Sit close to me for a moment. I see that fire in your chest, the way your hands clench, your heart pounds, your breath quickens when the anger rises. I see how quickly it flares up, how it surprises you sometimes, how afterward you're left feeling guilty, wondering, why am I like this? Why can't I control it? Sweetheart, let me hold your face gently and tell you something no one else might have told you. Your anger is not something to be ashamed of. It's not proof that you're broken or bad. It's not something ugly you need to hide. Anger, my darling, is just another voice inside you, one that's been trying to protect you. And if you listen closely, you'll realize that underneath that sharpness, underneath the heat, is something softer. Hurt, fear, sadness. I want you to understand, your anger isn't random. It comes from all those times you felt unheard, all those moments when your boundaries were crossed, when something precious inside you wasn't honored. And because you didn't always have a safe place to express those feelings, your anger learned to speak loudly, forcefully. You see, my sweet one, anger is your body's way of saying, I've had enough. Please see me. Please listen. But I know it doesn't feel good when it bursts out uncontrollably. It leaves you feeling like you've hurt people, like you're losing yourself. And I want you to know, it doesn't have to control you, but it also doesn't need to be buried or punished. Come closer, baby. I want you to imagine your anger as a small child tugging at your sleeve, desperate for attention, not knowing how else to ask for care. You wouldn't yell at that child. You wouldn't shove them away. You'd kneel down, hold their little hands, and ask gently, what's hurting you, sweetheart? That's how I want you to treat your own anger. Every time it rises, instead of fearing it, instead of shaming yourself, pause, breathe, place a soft hand on your chest, and ask, what am I really feeling underneath? What part of me is asking to be heard? Maybe it's frustration. Maybe it's old wounds reopening. Maybe it's fear masked as fury. Whatever it is, darling, it deserves your compassion, not your punishment. Anger left unchecked turns sharp, but anger met with softness becomes something else. It becomes information. It becomes a guide. And here's something precious I want you to remember. You are allowed to feel angry. You are allowed to speak up. You are allowed to have limits. But you don't have to let anger burn everything down. You don't have to let it consume you. You have the power to sit with it, to soothe yourself, to ask, what do I need right now? Maybe you need space. Maybe you need to be heard. Maybe you need to cry beneath the flames. Whatever it is, your needs matter, sweetheart. Always. You are not your anger. You are not defined by your reactions. You are so much more, gentle, tender, worthy of understanding. And every time you choose to meet yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you're teaching yourself something new. That you are safe now. That you don't have to fight to be seen. That you can hold your feelings without letting them explode. So the next time anger bubbles up in your chest, don't turn away from it. Sit beside it. Hold it like a mother holds her child. Whisper, I see you. I hear you. It's okay. Let's figure this out together. I'm proud of you, my love, for feeling deeply, for being brave enough to face every part of yourself, even the fiery ones. You are growing, healing, learning, and you don't have to do it perfectly. I'll be right here with you, always.